What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I will be testing out some new products from Morphe. This is the Morphe Hot Shot Sun Drops Bronzer. And then I did pick up one of the shades of the Hot Shot Blush Drops. So the shade in the blush I have is Power Drip. And that's like a soft apricot shade is what it's described as. The shade of the bronzer drop is in Fire Sign. So I'm going to go ahead and take these out of the packaging. So this will be just kind of like a first impressions. Are these worth it or not? So we've all seen bronzer drops. I've never seen blush drops. I could be wrong, but I haven't seen them. So this is kind of what they look like up close. But yes, we're going to go ahead and get into this first impressions. Before we do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video. All right, in their drop, Morphe also released the M201, which is a rounded cream and liquid blush brush. This retails for $12, as well as the M240. It's an angle liquid bronzer brush. So we will be putting both of those to the test today as well. I personally love this angled bronzer brush. Again, liquid or cream bronzer. I do love the quality of it. So again, these both retail for $12. As far as the Morphe Hot Shot Blush Drops, again, I picked up the shade Power Drip, which is described as a soft apricot. Definitely a little bit too light for my skin tone. This retails for $16, and it gives the skin a healthy looking flush with Morphe's buildable water weight Hot Shot Blush Drops, formulated with advanced moisture complex, algae based complex, niacinamide, and glycerin. You can sweep it onto the skin for a semi-sheer wash of blush or build for a bolder pop of color and dimension. So it's good to know that these are buildable. Actually, I'm sorry, the blush is $14 and there is 5 shades, and I got mine from Ulta. So yes, this is what the Power Drip shade is looking like. I do feel like I need a darker shade. This is barely showing up. Again, I know and understand now that it is sheer coverage. However, I just still don't feel like this color suits my skin tone. And now for the Hot Shot Sun Drops. So there is 6 shades. I do have the shade Fire Sign, which is described as medium golden bronze. Did I mention $16? Yep. So it says give skin a shot of warmth with Morphe's buildable water weight Hot Shot Sun Drops, formulated with advanced moisture complex, algae based complex, niacinamide, and glycerin, infused with microfine pearls for naturally radiant finish, blends into the skin for all over bronze or build to add dimension. Me personally, these are, I don't know, the pigmentation is a little bit different from actual bronzer drops. I don't know that I would mix this in with like my foundation or apply this all over the face. I would definitely just do it how I'm doing now and just kind of place it in those areas where I do cream or liquid bronzer and call it a day. I will say that I do really like this color on me. And I am going to notice a little bit of patchiness coming up, but it's only because of how I was applying it, and then I tried to clean it up with my foundation brush, so it did look a little, it looked a little patchy. But what I do notice in the video, and you'll be able to see it, I was able to easily fix that just by going back over it with this bronzer brush. So that's a good thing to note. I do feel like this gives you a nice flush of like this beautiful like bronze tone. So I'm not mad at the bronzer at all, but as you can see, just even in this clip, you barely see the blush. So again, that's my fault because I did not actually go in store and pick it out. I just did like a curbside pickup. So that is definitely my fault on the shade for sure. right, you guys, so that concludes today's video. This is the first impressions of the Morphe blush drops as well as the Morphe bronzer drops. What I will say, the blush is a little bit too light for my skin tone. Again, I did pick up the shade Power Drip. So if you are my skin tone or deeper, this would be too light. It won't really show up as well. Once I added concealer and added my setting powder, it definitely faded and got lost. So I had to go over top with my Juvia's Place Volume 6 Blush Duo. And this is just like that orangey, peachy tone blush. So that is what you're really seeing on the cheeks. I did also set the liquid bronzer with the Fenty bronzer palette. I really wonder if they're ever going to bring this back in stock, because this was actually pretty good. I never knew it was limited edition until when I bought it, and literally maybe a few weeks after I purchased it, I didn't find it anymore. So yes, but anywho, I did set my liquid products as I always do, but again, we saw even with blending out the concealer, this shade pretty much got lost. I will say that I like the bronzer drops more than the blush drops. And again, I'm only basing it off the fact that this didn't show up as well on me. However, it blends out nicely. There was no patching, no skipping, and I went directly on to the face with it. So if you're lighter than me, Power Drip would be a perfect peachy shade for you. Again, the bronzer, I got the shade Fire Sign. I think that these are definitely very travel friendly, something convenient for you to just throw in your bag and go. I really do like that, you know, it's pretty much just liquid bronzer, liquid blush, but in a different type of packaging. So I'm not mad at it. I feel like Morphe always does a good job with their releases. I really do like the brushes as well that they release. My favorite is this bronzer brush in particular. I just love the angle that it has. I don't know if you guys can kind of see it, but I really do love that angle, and it blended everything out very nicely. What I will say that I suggest, if you are going to pick up the blushes, I would recommend going in store and looking at them up close, because I ordered this online for like a curbside pickup. I never went in and actually looked at the shades. So I felt like had I done that, I know that they have a different like orange or peachy tone as well. I probably would have picked that up. With the blushes, I would say at most maybe grab one or two of your favorite go-to shades and call it a day. I don't think you need all of the shades. These are actually really nice products. I don't have any complaints. Are they necessary to purchase? No. So that is just my take, but they are good. If I had to choose between the blush drops or the bronzer drops, I would definitely say bronzer drops. But what I will say with the bronzer drops, these are not like the typical bronzer drops that we see that you can mix in with foundation, that you can apply all over the face. These are definitely way more pigmented, so I would not recommend that. I would definitely recommend just putting some on the back of your hand like I did, and using a brush and applying that bronzer, this liquid bronzer, wherever you would add your cream or liquid bronzer, and that's it. So yes, that is my take, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you all stay safe, be blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.